Cuttlebug embossing folders are a great way to create textured backgrounds, but you can take them a step further by adding a little bit of color. Let me show you the tools and products you're going to need for this technique. To begin, you're going to need a Cuttlebug, an A plate and 2 B plates. Then you're going to need a Cuttlebug folder, and I chose the Argyle one for my project. You're also going to need some cardstock, and in this case I'm using the Gina K Designs heavy base weight, pure luxury ivory cardstock. I like the heavy base weight for this because it really accents the embossing because of the weight of the cardstock. And I'm going to use a dye ink pad. In this case, I'm using a Memento Dewdrop in Desert Sand. I like the dewdrops for this because they're very easy to handle when you're doing a technique like this. So to begin, let me get a piece of scratch paper. And you're going to open up your Cuttlebug folder and you're going to ink up the back of the folder with dye ink. Now, because I'm using such a light color, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to see where the ink is. You might be able to see it a little bit against that white piece of scratch paper in the background. But you're just going to ink it up. And the dye ink won't dry because it doesn't dry very well on plastic, so you don't have to worry about it drying too quickly. Okay. The next step is I'm going to pop that piece of cardstock onto the Cuttlebug folder and then close it up. I'm just going to put that aside for a minute. I'm going to open up my Cuttlebug. I'm going to start with an A plate and a B plate. Let me move that over a little bit. An A plate and a B plate. And then I'm going to put my Cuttlebug folder in and a B plate on top. And then I'm just going to crank that through. Wait to see how pretty this looks. Grab the piece of scratch paper again because it'll be easier for you to see. Look how pretty that is. That would be a very difficult look to achieve any other way. A sponge, you'd still hit the raised areas, and it would be hard to do. But with a Cuttlebug folder and a little bit of ink, it's just beautiful, just like that. Let me show you my finished card project. For this project, all I did was add a few leaves from the new Stamp TV kit, Signs of Autumn, and one of the greetings from the Thanks a Million stamp set that's also in the Stamp TV kit. Just pop that on and added a couple brads, and look how elegant that background makes this card look. Try this with brighter colors for a bolder look, or stick with the softer tones to add just a touch of color to your embossed background.